All right, and we're live.
What's up?
You are live.
He's eating Twizzlers. So
you can wait till you're done.
Pool and Peels are back. Well, I can pull off one of the old but golds, but I think we should get into it. We got a lot of news, and Dave had some tire malfunctions. There's some jokes that we could make about getting nailed, but all Dave could do was buy rubbers. I got nothing on this one. I'm gonna roll that footage before I continue.
The guy wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me buy rubbers. He was Catholic.
But
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So we've had a little bit of technical difficulties getting here. So if anybody finding the show a little bit on the late side, we apologize. I think we're going to start getting the shows made on Wednesday, so we're a little bit more consistent with getting those notifications out there. So yeah, I also apologize for my voice. I had to go work at a offsite today, covering some technical issues for a training site. So my voice is a little shot, but my enthusiasm's there. I swear to you. So
We believe it.
my enthusiasm is as strong as T's appetite for Twizzlers Pool Appeals. So we'll leave it at that. We got most of the crew here tonight. I'm really looking forward to hear Mike down there talk about his experience at Joe Fest. I'm really excited to hear about that. And Mike, if you want to walk us through any of our pictures when we get to you,
Oh, sure.
take the opportunity. But before we get into all the fun stuff, I want you guys to do some stuff for me. I want you to slam that like button because it really helps us out with the algorithm. It's exciting because YouTube's changing their policies, and we only need 500 subs, 3,000 watch hours to get our partnership. So, we've been trying to hit 1,000. We've been over 700 for a while. And that's exciting. That means we can finally apply for the partner program and make StreamYard pay for itself. So some exciting news there. While you're at it, if you're watching us here live, I'm sorry again for my NPR-esque voice going on right now, but make sure you pop into that live chat. We've already got a whole bunch of cool folks hanging out with us. McLattery, we've got Effortlessly Random, we've got Winston, Toy Mafia's in there. We've got TM Reviews, Junkion Crafts and Builds. They're popping in the chat under their accounts. So if you want to chat with us throughout the course of the show, we'll be highlighting comments and interacting with you because we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We always love your feedback. And lastly, but not leastly, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. So when we have additional content, you get those notes like Figure Reaction. We had a great episode last week. Dave and Niles, that was a really good conversation. So make sure you check that out.
I love Niles.
Yeah, such a chill dude. I really enjoyed hearing him. Chat up with.
He likes to smile.
That he does. So we'll go ahead. We'll get into it. We'll start off with True Star Screamer. Dave, how the hell are you doing? And did you get anything cool this week? Aside from a cryogenic sleep.
There you go. A little froze.
Sorry, my whole house just darkened for a second. What'd I miss?
And we're done with the show tonight, guys.
Now that you've come out of cryo sleep, we were asking how you're doing and if you got anything cool.
Oh, sorry. I work 2 6-day weeks straight. We've only had 1 day off each week right now, so you guys get me on my day off. Yay!
Nice.
It's just been a lot of work. I actually have not had time to buy anything. Closest thing I bought's Diablo 4 PlayStation.
See,
but,
I'm surprised to hear you picked that over Street Fighter.
is just fun.
Well, yeah, Diablo's
Honestly.
fun. I'm surprised just because Street Fighter has that Yakuza-esque element to it.
Yeah, but then I get a Yakuza game. I mean, it's just kind of like that's probably the big thing. I can sit there and play it for a little bit, and I mean, it's everything I expect from a Blizzard game. The cutscenes are gorgeous. The plotline's dark. I run, I whack things, I get the gold, get the shinies, put it in the loot box, then make another character soon.
It doesn't have an offline mode, but the console versions do have couch co-op.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
that's something.
I think it's
go through my backlog and start it up in eBay. Start up selling stuff on eBay.
There you go.
Trying to make some room, clean out some stuff I haven't. I've had stuff I've had in boxes now for ages. I just never get around to opening, and now all of a sudden I realize some things have depreciated, but some things have appreciated.
Wow.
And if there's no interest, cash out on the interest.
Honestly, if you guys have not been to actionfigure411.com, it runs figures like the stock market. It's it's a dangerous site.
Well, we know your Power Ranger stuff has been through the ringer with some boxes and everything else, so we'll keep that in mind when we start selling them.
the time they all fell over.
Oh well, no. I'm selling off most of my mint and seal box stuff. If I sell any loose stuff up, there's a local store I take them to. My eBay stuff. I mean, right now I'm putting things up that most people aren't looking. You guys probably wouldn't be looking for. And to be blunt, I see that he was asking for it. I'm selling it at eBay prices. I'm not selling it at bro prices. If I sell anything at fan prices, it'll be in sell groups.
Deluxe is asking if we're going to talk about 52 toys.
Not tonight.
Well, because I don't know if you saw, I did put the BotCon exclusive.
Okay, yes.
The dogs.
Remember the thing you said was really strange?
Yes.
That's what he's talking about. That's exactly what Deluxe is talking about. The
BotCon. Yeah, I'm out. He said he's out.
Deluxe, I was trying to help you out, man. I know exactly what you were talking about.
We got the exclusives.
But for example,
of course he's.
I had the Scarlet Spider on retro card, still carded. I never got around to opening it. That thing's selling for like 75 to $95 carded. I paid $19 for it. I already got one bid on 75 for it.
That's cool. All right.
All right. Well, T, are you there? It looks like you're poised to show
I'm
some
here.
stuff. Well, how the hell
He's
are
playing
you doing?
Zelda. He has the camera turned around so he can play Zelda.
Well, I'm here. Randomly today.
Bat?
Huh?
How the fuck did you get an Arctic bat?
CM store.
He's got friends in high places.
Yes. Mr. James Dew randomly, I guess he wanted me to have this bat because it's awesome. And it randomly appeared at my house today. Cool. And I spent a lot of time trying to set up this picture. But of course, that head kept falling everywhere. But yes.
Blue tack for that?
I need to buy some. It looks awesome. The new gear makes it look like a whole new figure, to be honest. Like almost completely. It's crazy. Like on the level of some of the Valaverse stuff where they have on a different vest. Just this new helmet, the colorization and the guards on the legs, the guards on the chest and the arms makes it look like a new figure. And this gun is cool. But it's only just weird that it comes with this. But the only thing you can store in there really is the one saw and the one hand. But this helmet is cool too, with the polarized. Come on. This is what happens behind the scenes while I'm doing reviews. I always drop these little things.
Yeah.
But I like the way that's painted.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That's cool.
It looks really nice. Yeah, I like that font on there, Arctic polarized.
Kiss it in there.
It's kind of funny.
outside of that, more excitingly, I got my first Hot Toys figure.
What?
Oh,
To
wow.
Sam Wilcox there.
And the
Him
reviews
and Red Wing. And yes, my review is up. I wanted it to be short, but yeah, that was too much to talk about. So it is over 20-something minutes. But it's cool looking. I say a bunch of stuff, and I'm not going to spoil it here.
All right.
All right, cool.
But I believe that's it for me.
awesome.
Now I'm going to change the camera around so I can actually
So we can
be on me. Yeah.
right on. Well, next up we've got TM reviews. Sony, how the hell are you doing? And did you get anything cool this week?
I didn't get anything. I got this.
Nice. That's still
it's-
something.
It's all right. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting for a freaking popcorn bucket, but
It at least looks like it holds a good amount of popcorn.
lights up. I don't know.
Do you want to get it greasy?
The GameStop helmet. Did you know that's now worth like $200? Remember when it went on clearance for like $50?
Yeah. Holy shit.
It's $200 now. So
Wow.
now I'm kicking myself for not. I gave one as a gift to
Yes.
Sanjay. I should have just bought one and kept it because that's a lot cooler than this. But it's fine. Whatever. It's $25. That's it. That's all I got.
Pretty cool.
I haven't
Get
done a
the
review.
primal one so it can look like you're eating monkey brains.
Is that Optimus art new? I never noticed that.
What was that?
Oh,
Behind you, the Optimus Prime print is that new?
No, that's been there. That's
Okay, I just
from,
never noticed it.
defending our myths and heroes.
Oh, right on. Cool
That's
stuff.
it.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a question in the chat. McLattery says, "Is the Zartan Master of Sky's gun mold repurposed for the Arctic bat?" So is that the same gun Zartan has?
I'm not sure if I don't have this. Oh, realize yes.
Yeah.
I don't have the gun. I don't have the special edition Zartan, but this seems to be like a new gun to me.
Yeah.
This comes off. The suppressor comes off,
That looks great. I figure.
and it has a strap wrapped around it. I don't know about anybody else that had a strap on their sniper.
I think the only thing that would have like made that figure even better is that they gave him some skis. Like,
Yeah.
I think that
The
He doesn't need
Zartan
it.
does have a strap.
How
I don't
many we have 3 Arctic figures now. We have
Does it have
Stormflower.
4 circular things at the bottom?
I'd have to get him out, but I can't remember.
And it has this the arm, the leg thing.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. We have 3 Arctic figures.
we have
Yep,
We
that's the
have-
same. It's that good eye. That is the same gun.
Yeah, we have
Wow.
Storm Shadow, and Storm Shadow was the first one. There was supposed to be a Scarlet with a almost said saber-tooth tiger, and geez, deluxe next HasLab will be a ski lift. There's another Arctic mission one coming up, but I can't
No
remember.
job is
no
coming.
job will be out.
So he's considered part of Arctic missions?
I don't know,
You
but
could make it.
He could, but
Yeah.
good. But yeah, McCord,
I
McCord-
made these Fortnite people into Arctic people.
all right. Next up, we got Mike, Mr. Junkie on Crafts and Builds. I know you had a great week. Looking forward to hearing about it.
Yeah, I had a really fun weekend. I sat in front of the camera and talked about it, so it's up on the channel. But some cool things was meeting Jason from Spirit Toys and got a signed figure, and came with these really cool animal heads, which is well blurred out, but whatever. There we go.
Everything in your house is blurry.
I know, because everything behind here is a mess because I haven't had a chance to do anything since getting back. So,
you
but
said
then
you had to
Kato,
focus on the home. I did not know that's what you meant.
hey, Stop with those jokes. Kato gave me one of his display pieces, which is really cool, designed by
What?
Firetalks. So it's got storage, and these are stackable. So it's really, really cool, and it's a nice 3D print. It's good, strong.
He's making them.
ASA. Firetalks Designs is making them, but he has Kato's little thing on there. But he's
Does
making
he
them
leave his
without
fingerprints
black.
on it?
Say what?
Did he leave his fingerprints on there?
No, because it's all textured, so it's nice.
Cool.
So thank you, Kato, for that. I would tell you, but I met him over the weekend, so that was cool just to hang out for a little bit. Then most of the thing was Action Force related, so I got my Covert Ops Condor, the mail away figure, pretty cool, and I actually got Bobby on video telling people how he was putting this together while drunk, so I could relate. Let's see. The exclusive was the Warpath Eclipse, which was she's a
Bobby
gorgeous figure.
No way.
So she's really cool. And I picked up let's see. Oh, I gotta get the other things. The Army Builder, the Desert Trooper. So that's gonna be
Deluxe has jokes. He says, "Is that Matt Damon when he was on Hawaii Five-O?"
What else?
Did you get one of those 3D print heads?
Say what?
Did you get one of those 3D print heads?
I did not go and get my head scanned, at least by a non-medical professional. And where did I put the other things? Shit.
I guess you didn't find the guy giving away those the Destro packs with the chemicals in it, did you?
Oh no, I didn't meet White Mike. He was around, but I didn't get a chance to catch up with him or introduce myself. I got something from Skeletron. It's sitting somewhere over here, but it's like the little spider heads or the spider. Heads. They're kind of cool.
Jokes. People have
Watch
jokes.
Junkie on Crafts and Builds to see what he talks about.
Yes, it's all on there. So, and I broke 300 on the channel, so I thank everyone for that. So, but I got more I'm trying to edit, and I'll probably do that over the weekend since I can't get down to my house because my house's floor is all tore up. But that's besides the point, and I'm rambling. So, Zero, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. Let
Look
me
at that transition.
Wherever you're at.
yeah, so it's been a heck of a work week for me. As I was explaining before we went live, this is one of those weekends where I've got to work from. I worked off site today, and it was an ordeal. We'll leave it at that. But everything's fine and dandy. But this weekend's going to be a little bit hellish, so I can relate to Dave with the lack of days off because I'm going to be working. Friday night from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and Saturday from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Sunday. So it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for me to get a day off as well. So I can empathize. But yeah, I got a couple things to share. First, I was able to get Swoop and what is his name? Scar. So I had a spare Grimlock, and my Volcanicus is pseudo complete, and it's
Swoop help me.
it's fine. It's fine. It's not the best combiner. It's not the worst combiner. It's a thing. It's a nifty little Legends scale combiner. I'll leave it at that. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea for sure, but I like it for what it is. It's better than the Combiner Wars Volcanicus. I'm sure DNA Designs is going to have a field day filling this guy out with a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff, but for what he is, I don't think he needs it. It's actually got a good heft when he's all combined too. And then finally, I've been waiting on this figure for a long time. I ordered him from Show Z probably back in April or March, and I finally got him. And this is the Transarts, their Megatron. But I mean, I can't complain with the price I got him for from Show Z because And again, much like with the Blitzwing, I use coupons.
Still
and,
waiting.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, you're still waiting on your Blitzwing?
No, Megatron.
Oh, on Megatron, yeah. So one thing I didn't realize, like he came in a lot cheaper on Show Z, and I put in a ticket because I was like, I didn't get the LEDs. He comes with the the blast effect with the magnets, and I mean he was significantly cheaper than he was. Like I said, like he was MSRP 114, and then I used a bunch of coupons and stuff with him.
It's far bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, it is a very big figure, but he's also kind of light. Like there's diecast in the legs, but other than that, he's pretty light up here. I mean, he's fine. He feels good. I've had this Ducky forever. T gave me this Ducky years ago when the Beast Wars Megatron came out for Masterpiece. But they omitted the LEDs entirely. So I wrote to Show Z. I was like, hey, I didn't get LEDs.
Well, that was the fix.
They
right?
don't. The manufacturer pulled the LEDs from.
Yeah,
the
that was
production.
the fix. That's why it took so long. They changed it.
Yeah.
Deluxe wants to know if you have any paint chipping.
I do not. So this is the second run, and I mean he feels fine. The tolerances are fine. Like the first thing I tested was these these heels, because I heard for a lot of people they just cracked right off. But yeah, I fortunately don't have any paint chipping. I don't have any chrome chipping. Yeah. And Jedi, I've had some issues with like my packages from Show Z where they come beat up. I think that's been par for the course. But with TF Safari, I've gotten my figures very quickly, and they've come pristine. So I'd say give TF Safari a try and see how you like them. I can vouch for them. And my stuff that's come to the DMV area, it's been fine. But with Show Z, like I was telling them, like, this package has been stuck in like carrier accepted DDU for a very long time. And they're like, oh, you have to contact the post office. I'm like, well, no, the post office is telling me it's in an intermediate carrier between you and them. And they're like, oh, well, if it doesn't come by July, we'll send you a new one or issue a refund. So
they do honor that. But
it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. You could go into like 3 months with like your money up in the air. And again, like that wasn't that expensive. It's it's fine. It's like way cheaper than the what Western sellers would have them for. And like I was even surprised when they put it back in stock at that price. I was like, wow, that's like $30 or $40 less than it was. I'm excited for those Fusors Deluxe. Don't get it twisted. So but at any rate, like I said, I do recommend Show Z, but be prepared to wait. TF Safari has been very, very good, so I recommend them. Like I got stuff pretty quickly. Hey, Devil, what's going on, man? Devil's a fellow memer. I'm going to be on his channel, Beazle Hub, this Sunday. We're doing a horror movie ranking, so I'll post some links out to that on the social medias. It's going to be a ton of fun. But that's it. That's all I got this week. I'm just the thing I'm looking forward to the most is having having a day off. Of course, Deluxe doesn't twist anything. And we lost Dave.
Oh, hey.
Did Dave's internet go out?
He had
in the comments over here, makes them pop up on the screen. I don't know how to remove them after that.
Oh, you just click it again.
Oh, he
has to fix something.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. We'll get to Mike's Joe Fest picks because I do want to go through them because there is I want to segue when we get past our Transformers news because there is another G.I. Joe convention-esque thing happening this summer. But let's get into some news. We're going to go ahead and talk about Dave's favorite segment when it comes to Transformers. Do you guys have any guesses?
Oh yeah, that 4-pack.
Oh well, no, it's not just that.
We got the Deados.
It's not just that, cause it's
this weekend repaints.
Yes.
All right. So we got a lot of repaints to get through. So this is a novel concept, but this is ultimately, I think this is going to be a big pass for a bunch of people, and I'm curious if I'm alone on why.
Some we got feedback going back on the mic somewhere.
Probably because they already released the Ironhide, so now. Well, I don't want damaged figures. I'm gonna be honest.
I think the three things this has going against it. One, it's a 2-pack. 2, it's a store exclusive, and 3, they may be damaged, but they're not. I don't think they're damaged enough. Like, you get these blast effects, but like when you think of like Prowl's death scene in the movie, like you think about a big effect there. It's like Prowl gets a very stoic face for this set.
Yeah,
like
I think his mouth is open a little bit, isn't it?
Ironhide's is, but like Prowl's is on the back of the box, but it doesn't really look like much here. And again, these are it's weird. Like
we have the full pictures.
Prowl should have definitely came with a second head with the smoke coming out.
Yeah,
we got the official pictures.
Did those come out?
Yeah, here you. I'll put them.
Yeah, if you've got it put it in the private chat. But while you do that, I'm gonna pull up Prowl's death scene because it's like one of the most iconic. I think really one of the most iconic images from the Transformers movie, like the way Prowl dies. Like,
no, let me
I
prepare
do think
myself.
it's cool that they remolded Ironhide's chest to have the damage under it.
Yeah,
and Prowl's.
Yeah. So, like, you know, Prowl, like you all think about, like he gets shot in the chest, his eyes glow orange, and then he's got like orange smoke bellowing from his mouth, and that's like what I was thinking they were gonna do. Is I thought they were gonna go like effects pieces or alternate head.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And McLattery says, McLattery and Jedi get the same idea here. Relive your childhood trauma in a 2-pack, and the trauma 2-pack.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think what also sucks about this is a lot of people wanted this Prowl mold. Like a lot of people missed it when it was the Amazon exclusive and it came with the original Earthrise Ironhide. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, well, you have the opportunity to get this Prowl, but is this the Prowl you want? I think that they could have just done better by giving a straight up reissue of that Prowl and then giving him like, you know, an alternate head that has the effects. I don't think that he needed to be a 2-pack with this Ironhide because this Ironhide's also like clogging up shelves in most stores. I don't know if that's the case for you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I gave you the picture.
Yeah. So let's see. So okay. So Dame Chalk posted. Here we go. We got the actual higher quality pictures. So let's go ahead. We'll zoom in on Prowl's face here, and yeah, it looks like T's right. He does have a little bit of an open mouth.
We're not seeing it, man.
Oh crap! That's because I'm sharing my window, not sharing my screen.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I think the original looks better.
I agree. I do like what they did here, but like this is really a case for transparent plastics. I think it's cool though that they did mold the siege ports onto the so those effects parts can actually go on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like they should have been orange. I mean, granted, you could put whatever you want on there, or they could have done custom effects parts to have like the smoke bellowing out.
I think they were trying to get the effects pieces to look like Decepticons shooting.
Oh.
But when I see these effects parts, they look like they're going out, not going in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just poor execution.
I agree, and I think this is going to be one that's going to be on clearance. You know, I can't see this selling.
Another shelf clogger.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be expensive too, right? You got
it's actually not that bad. It's
$54.99
because you're getting a Voyager and you're getting a Deluxe. So essentially, they're not really upcharging you all that much for the set. Which it's fine for what it is.
Might do okay.
But I still think that this set's going to go down to like sub 20. I just think a lot of people are going to see it, and it's just not going to be appealing to them. You know, and yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, "Well, I just want a regular Prowl," or "I already have this Ironhide, and it's not the greatest mold."
I think everybody's gonna wait because they're gonna release them in Studio Series.
Possibly. So, yeah, I agree with Speakerhead here. You know, saying they should have made them really damaged by those little bits of damage to the blast boards. These aren't super appealing. I agree. I mean, you know, you'd want these guys to be like more of a grayer tone, I think, as well.
This Ironhide will have no head, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you could pop his head off. That would be funny too if they gave you that option.
I think T has enough experience popping heads off figures here.
Truth.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Next up, we get another multi-pack from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. This one's interesting. This is like such a random grab bag assortment of characters.
Right.
I don't hate it, but I don't love this enough to run out and buy it.
Well, I want the Alicon, but I don't want any of the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I kind of like the animated Auto Trooper, and I like the Alicon, but I bought a whole bunch of Alicons at Ollie's, so it's like I have a bunch of Alicons. It's like, well,
not with that head.
I do have one with that head because I got the SDCC set from. Yeah, so I have the Executioner, and you know this G2. What is this guy supposed to be? He's like the G2.
G2, no one cares.
Yeah,
I'm trying to made up. He's something made up.
G2 Universe Cybertronian Trooper. I mean, he kind of has like this Death's Head vibe about him. But I don't know. This mold worked for Skullgrin. I don't really see it working for much more else. The Seeker. This just at first glance I was like, oh, that's Thunder. Oh wait, no. You know. So this set's also coming at $77.99, which really isn't that hateful. Well, if you think about it, I mean, you know, you get 3 deluxes and a Voyager. So
yeah, good price. I just don't care. Until it's $25.
Yeah, like again, like I like the Auto Trooper. That's neat, and it's also kind of shitty that they want you to buy multiples of these.
Can you zoom in on the? Oh, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah, well, there's like individual photography of each one.
Well, so. That in that picture with the 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it looks like screw holes, but I guess they're not on Thundercracker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It almost looks like a, but then here it's not there, so it's a little weird.
Probably just how they clipped it for Photoshop.
Anyway, yeah,
I mean they're pins. Maybe it's just the way the pins were reflecting.
I think they would have sold better individually.
I agree. I think that what they should have done is they should have done like a Rainmakers pack, like back when they did with Siege. But with Siege, I think they had like the most unappealing colors for that Rainmakers pack. But they should have done like Hotlink, Bitstream, Acid Storm, and Sunstorm all in a 4-pack.
Right. Like why mix a core class in with a deluxe class?
Oh, there's no core class in there.
What's this? Oh.
Yeah,
this is a deluxe?
No, that's a Voyager. That's the Voyager Earthrise Seeker mold.
Oh, that's okay. That's why I was asking about the screw holes, because I thought this was the core class.
No, this is
now it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Still though, such a ragtag team of random things.
This one's definitely my least favorite. This G2 Trooper, but I really do like the Auto Trooper from the animated one. I like both head options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, I just don't want to. I don't want to buy this set at all. This guy looks cool with all his weapons, but again, I've already got the Executioner from the Quintesson set. You know, I have plenty of Alicons and I have plenty of Sharkticons, so I just. Yeah, pass for me.
Next. What about me?
We do have one more in here, and this is for anybody that missed it. Buzzworthy Bumblebee is doing this looks to be a straight reissue of the Leader Grimlock from Studio Series. The Dark of the Moon Prime was a straight reissue. I can't tell if this has more green paint or not than that original.
It looks exactly the same to me.
Yeah. The reason why is just because, I do appreciate that there are people that missed out on some of these molds. They missed out on some of the leader class figures. So it's an opportunity. And I think this is great for Buzzworthy Bumblebee because all those primes sold. Like they were on the shelf and now they're gone. So I think it's fine for Buzzworthy Bumblebee to have these sort of reissues for people that missed out on a mold.
Are we getting to HasLab later?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk those stretch goals. But yeah, I think all these, they're a pass for me, and there's nothing wrong with that because hey, you don't have to buy everything that comes out. There is one more repaint that I do want to touch base on, and this one's actually pretty cool. I don't know when we'll see it because all I ever see are the Starscreams clogging up the shelves of Walmart. But they're doing a Transformers the Movie Perceptor reissue in cartoon colors. And I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, the G1 toy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't going to be one I'm going to pick up, but I think it's pretty cool that they're kind of committed to doing these guys. Yeah, the G1 toys in the Toon decos.
What are the prices on these things?
They're probably going to be $30 like the other ones.
Probably.
So, well, no, Walmart's been pretty good at keeping all the reissues at 30. Just a little bit more than your standard deluxe. So, I don't anticipate him having any die cast, and
he's more of a Voyager than anything.
Maybe, but it looks like the box size is the same. So we shall see. But it's cool that they're doing it. It's cool for the people that want these. Again, I don't see anything wrong. Like when you know
the mouth plate.
That I can't tell. Let's see if we can open this in a new tab and zoom in a little bit. Nope, I can't do that. I hate their picture viewer. Because you can't rip the pictures and you can't zoom. So I really can't tell if he has the mouth plate or not. Let me see if I can find it on another site here.
Perceptor was one of the first figures I had that was in a box as a kid. I actually had two of them on one Christmas.
I think you told that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see whether he does or not. So we'll have to stay tuned on that.
There's a website selling that for $80.
Well, just the early release. Got one more repaint to talk about too while we're at it. Takara Tomy seems to be going ham on these Beast Wars repaints, but I think this is actually a pretty good one because a lot of people missed out on that Amazon exclusive Pterosaur, and now there is a good option for people to get one through Takara Tomy. I think this set's going to sell incredibly well just because of how many people missed out on that, and I'm sure not too many people are really going to care about the fact he doesn't include the golden disc.
But people got rat trapped with that second Optimus 2-pack.
Yep.
What's repainted? Or is it just reissued?
It's not a reissue. It's slightly different. So I'll go ahead and I'll pull up the.
Well, the gun is painted. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I think the gray is a slightly different color.
Yeah. So
it's okay. I was just curious.
We'll pull this up.
And Rat Trap is more cartoon accurate colors as far as the gold.
Yeah, the gold looks better for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and I'll share out my window here, and I'll let you see kind of a side by side of what the differences are here. So it looks like the white parts are the gray parts are a little bit lighter. He has black fists,
black ankles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's more tune accurate from what I can tell.
I'll wait for the masterpiece.
Which I have good news on the masterpiece front too. So,
Okay.
yeah, actually, you know what's interesting is the Golden Disc Collection pterosaur is actually more accurate.
Can we just get a masterpiece style pterosaur?
Yeah, Metagate did one.
Metagate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at the actual official one.
Yeah.
Well, we have news on that, I think.
Oh, not for pterosaur.
Well, Beast Wars.
But yeah, so they're it's funny. I've talked to a few people, about the state of masterpiece, and I think a lot of us, have kind of had doubts. I've been saying, like, look, there are masterpieces coming out. They're just not masterpieces you want. And unfortunately, there's no pictures of this yet. But at the Tokyo Toy Show, they showed the teaser for Beast Wars Masterpiece Rhinox. They showed his Chain Guns of Doom. He's coming. There's some other things that came out of the Tokyo Toy Show. I guess we can kind of discuss them here because Sony, I know you're up on this. They were kind of coy about they softly confirmed Masterpiece Cliff Jumper. They stated that they have a design for Jazz done, but the biggest hurdle is the Porsche license.
Yeah.
We're in Japan.
Well, just in general,
Yeah.
Porsche and VW are kind of one and the same, and it took a long time for them to get. I think
But
Porsche,
we have the Mirage figure that's more
Yes.
Porsche than the actual.
But
Transformer.
is that Mirage figure even licensed?
Yeah, it says Porsche on the side of it.
The Studio Series, right?
The Studio Series one, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that part really confuses me. How did Hasbro get the Porsche 911 license, but friggin' Takara can't get the license for Jazz? It doesn't make
Right.
any sense at all.
And they have Bumblebee. There's been several Volkswagen Bumblebees in the past
Yeah.
Well,
6 years.
they had to get two licenses. They have to get Porsche, and they had to get Martini Ross or whatever,
Right.
the racing livery. That might be the problem.
You're
I
probably
would,
right.
I would skip that and just put some fake logos.
Just call him Agent Miser, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, and it just seemed like from what I read from the interview, and unfortunately I don't have it on the notes, but we did look through it. It seems like Takara Tomy, they're not throwing in the towel masterpiece, but it seems like there's a little bit of uncertainty, at least from what I read, coming out of the Tokyo Toy Show.
The Chinese is hard to translate
Right.
into English that makes good sense, but it sounded like that. It sounded like you're not clear if they're moving on.
Yeah.
If they didn't try to make the stuff exactly like the realistic car, I know they can do some in between. They get the Porsche license. It don't have to be the racing version.
Right.
Because it wasn't the racing version on the cartoon. You didn't have any decals.
Yeah, I don't know why they're.
Waffling on it so they can give us figures with waffles. I just think they probably look at their bottom line, and I think Takara Tomy and Hasbro they're different entities, but they're not the same company. They work together, but I think ultimately the Generations line or the Legacy Evolution line is probably way more profitable for them. It's probably way easier to design the figures because they can make more concessions, they can make more design shortcuts and get away with it.
No
And
license.
the licensings aren't necessary, and they can do things like, hey, here's Mirage for the main line, right? He's an unlicensed vehicle, or like they did for Dino in the Studio Series. Dino is not a Ferrari. They didn't get the license, but they just made the figure anyway. If you were to do a masterpiece and be like, yeah, here's your unlicensed car that's not a Ferrari, people would pitch a bitch. You know, I think that there's more leeway with the Studio Series and Legacy lines than they have with Masterpiece. And
I think Hasbro aren't doing official Masterpiece anymore because Takara Tomy went up greatly on the pricing and they'd be competing. Hasbro was selling them for way cheaper.
Well,
And they were competition for Takara Tomy. Takara Tomy had to have had some kind of conversation with them like, no, we want to sell them for our price.
Maybe, but I don't know.
That's why Hasbro is now importing them with slip covers.
Yeah. I mean, Hasbro's prices have gone up significantly. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we went from,
They did, but it was fun getting Blue Streak for $50.
I think Toys R Us also played a hand in that. I think Toys R Us, even though Toys R Us was a little bit more of an expensive store comparatively, like it's funny to go back every now and then. I'll get nostalgic and I'll rewatch your toy hunts at Toys R Us because it's like, I can't physically go to those stores anymore. And sometimes I just look at those prices and I'm like, man, if we only knew, But I think Toys R Us also probably was like, no, we have to have reasonable prices on some of these items.
I went to Toys R Us this past weekend. And,
Macy's?
Yeah. It was almost like Ross.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of devastated at times.
Yeah, it's just a shell of its former self.
Yep. All right.
Well, next up, we got some leaks from our boy JT Prime 17, and he's got a bunch of new listings. So let's get into these. First off, a deluxe Transformers Legacy Universe Cybertron Hotshot, which is this going to be a new mold or is this going to be a reissue of that deluxe Cybertron Hotshot we got as part of Generation Selects?
I'm thinking it's going to be the car version.
I would hope so. It would make sense to me to do that. They probably, when I got the the Hot Shot, the Armada one, I was like, what are they going to do with this mold? And I could see them significantly retooling that to be, Cybertron.
No. The Cybertron has a completely different body.
Well,
if they did that, I would be disappointed. I mean, the transformation for the Cybertron figure is nothing. It's almost G1 level. So they wouldn't have to put any effort into engineering it.
True.
And it looked like, if anything, if they want to be lazy, they could retool Studio Series G1 Hot Rod into that because their bodies are similar.
Well, then I don't know that they could do them as a deluxe because the parts count on that so high. I was just thinking that they would use Hot Shot because of the visor and just the shape, the general shape of the body. They'd have to get, they'd have to rework that tire gimmick, but
now the whole body looks different. He looks like Hot Rod from G1 Hot Rod on Cybertron.
Yeah.
Like the legs, the shoulders, the front of his body is the top of the car versus the bottom of the car being the Armada.
Yeah.
Legs.
It is interesting too that Energon's getting no love in Legacy. It's like they're doing Armada and Cybertron and just kind of skipping out on Energon.
Because those Autobots suck.
They did.
Yeah.
That, and I think that they probably would get a lot of grief about the Power Links gimmick.
They would just have to cut that Power Links crap out.
They would. They wouldn't be able to do it. We also get one, I guess is a placeholder name, Universe Deluxe Rock 3. Then Strong Arm as a deluxe. This one's really interesting. A Legacy Leader Soundwave. So I wonder if this is going to be more or less a reissue of the Netflix one, because I would have thought we would have gotten a Studio Series Soundwave.
Me too.
you know, I could see them doing like, hey, here's a Voyager Soundwave and here's all the tapes, but Rumble. So
he might be. That's the only way he can be a unless he transforms into something else, like if it's Cybertron Soundwave where he's a sonic jet.
yeah, but I think they would have called him Cyber Soundwave at that point.
Yeah, the only thing that would make sense to me is if he comes with all of his cassettes.
Yeah. Then we get Age of Extinction Steeljaw, which I think, you know, if it's Steeljaw, which was, you know, Lockdown's pets, I'm guessing we'll probably get a retool of Ravage, since that's a core class. And this one got me by surprise. Generation Studio Series Leader 86 Springer. The only issue I have with Siege Springer is the space gunk on him. Do you guys think that they could improve Springer in a way that you'd want another Springer?
The only thing they could do is give him the proportions that he have right there.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same thing.
Kenny.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna remake it.
No.
I think it's a good enough figure. They don't need to.
I don't think they will.
Princeton said Hasbro discussed during one live stream that they will make a new Soundwave to scale with, I guess, Sound Blaster or Blaster.
Blaster.
Yeah.
They could, because Ironhide is a whole new figure in the Studio Series. He wasn't just he wasn't Siege at all. They shared no pieces.
I could see them doing Springer with a small weapons pack if they're doing him as part of the Studio Series, you know, because he had certain, you know, giving him the you know, the little mortar shell that he had, giving him like some you know, like an effects parts blade where it's you know, spinning. Even though I think that the way they handled the blade blaster for Springer was fine. Gallavard has a good question. He said, "Why did they upgrade Springer to? Well, why did they upgrade Springer to leader? That's like Starship with the Throne. I mean, that's the unfortunate thing. Like Blitzwing, Blitzwing could have just been a Voyager had they not included those dumb Energon hand things that just nobody liked or wanted.
So is Springer gonna be leader?
Well, JT Prime's typically on the money with these.
Yeah, if it's going to be a leader, I think it's got to be a whole new figure.
Well, we would have thought
it's going to be a leader like Blitzwing and Astro Train.
I think we kind of thought that about Starscream. Now they could retool parts. They could give him opening and closing hands. You know, they could give him some extra parts, some extra articulation. But
it does not sound like Hasbro.
It doesn't. So it's kind of curious that, you know, whether they would or wouldn't. But, you know, again, I typically trust
my
JT
vote
Prime.
is new figure.
Now, I will say on JT Prime's report card, though, he did say that Rise of the Beast Prime was a leader, and then we found out that it's a buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusive Voyager. So that could be wrong. But you know, I tend to give this guy, you know, in terms of like 9 out of 10 accuracy.
He's right most of the time.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm sure we'll know soon enough. And I guess our last little bit of official Transformers news is on June 20th, they're doing yet another fan stream. So over on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're going to get a Pulse fan stream, so I'm sure we'll see a bunch of this stuff shown off there. I'm sure in the next 5 days, though, we might get a few leaks. And one last little bit, and I'm sure this will come up in the fan streams too. There is, if anybody plays Rocket League, you're going to be getting some Rocket League Transformers skins, but
look at that.
I think the only thing that's kind of sad is that these are they're going with evergreen designs. So, you know, nothing about this screams Bumblebee to me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel it would have been a good opportunity to get like the Rise of the Beast vehicles in there.
Yeah.
You know, at least those are a little bit more recognizable than this.
Bring out the robot modes on Fortnite. So
Yeah.
Optimus and Optimus Primal.
That's cool.
Primal looks way better. Optimus looks like a man wearing an Optimus suit.
Right. My wife and I actually sat down and we played couch co-op Rocket League the other night. It was a lot of fun. I want to get back into playing that more. So get into
Just
our
on
third.
the car?
That's the only one that they're showing off here. I mean, it's a bundle. You get the Bumblebee car, you get engine audio, a wheel. There it says Optimus Prime Goal Explosion, which I'm guessing that it looks like fireworks that look like but they could have done an Optimus Prime cab. I mean, Rocket League has vehicles of all shapes and sizes, so hopefully there's more to come, but I just wanted to cover that. We'll get into Magic Square real quick. There is and Galavard. I'm not a fan of evergreen designs either. I think they're too generic for their own good. Magic Square showed off their Onslaught. Is anybody in on this one?
Looks great though.
Yeah.
Matt, that's about that.
Well, Matt, I thought said he wasn't the biggest fan of Bruticus.
Yeah, he said he's not in on this.
Yeah.
They all look awesome. I'll say that, but I'm not buying it.
This looks like a more upscaled version of the MMC one, which I absolutely love. And unlike the MMC one, it gets the abdomen right.
Yeah.
That's like my only gripe about the MMC one is that they got the abdomen a little bit off.
Deluxe is in.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He is.
Hello, everybody. If you want the Transformers news on
See, Deluxe,
you gotta go over to Deluxe channel.
you got to start introducing yourself as the legend himself, Deluxe Baldwin. Since you're, I think you're more in on the legends these days than anything else. Kev asks, T, do you still play Fortnite? And is the sky blue?
Yeah.
I bought Optimus Primal.
Yeah, I have so many people that reach out to me about Legends and are always showing me how awesome they are. And I'm like, well, if I could do it all over again, maybe. But
If they were free, maybe.
Right. If I
get your favorite characters, that's the way to do it.
I can't go down a rabbit hole. I don't want to. I'm content with what I have with Masterpiece.
Well,
and
you're an Optimus collector, right? You could just do Optimus.
I could, but
you might.
Matt just needs to bring his legends over there, and
somebody could also be like, hey, Jordan loves Optimuses and he doesn't collect legends, so here's a gift idea. I'm gonna leave it at that.
There you go.
So if for people like, oh, the man who has everything, what do I get him? Well, I don't have the Legends Optimus. You can give me that, and all will be right in the world, and then I don't have to buy it, and I don't have to go down a rabbit hole. Dare says that MMC Onslaught sucked. I didn't hate it. It wasn't. The robot mode could have been better for sure, but I still thought he was fun. But I wish the MMC one looked like this, because this is like the perfect silhouette for Onslaught, in my opinion.
To me, I think the proportions were bad, and combined, it kind of looked like Combine Wars.
No, I thought the combined would look great.
Yeah, the combined
Without
MMC
the
is
upgrade
amazing.
stuff.
Yeah,
without the, I think what you're thinking is just for the
was
hips.
very small.
for the MMC Bruticus.
Oh, he's talking about MMC.
Yeah, he's the MMC with the hips, I think, is where you're focusing at.
Yeah, it's very awkward. Yes, I thought you were talking about Magic Square. Sorry.
No, these look awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they're legends. But yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we get a look at Dr. Wu, and they have that Micromaster scale, like Legends design. And
I was very tempted on this.
This looks awesome. Anybody that's a Magnus collector, man.
And it's a armor Magnus.
Yeah.
The truck mode looks really cool, but no, just like you, I can't do it. I can't go down this road.
It costs too much.
Well, for Dr. Wu?
No, it's $30.
Yeah.
$30.
Yes, that's too much. For how much it costs, small it is.
True, that's true.
See, the thing we need is like Matt owns a lot of these. It's just like you need Matt to come over, bring him over, and get to live vicariously. That's the benefit of doing meetups is a lot of times you just get this stuff out of your system. Like, yeah, I got to check it out.
Now you don't need it.
Man. Hey, TF Masterpiece man, thanks for popping in. Good to see you. And
I think that would have helped me if I had gotten to play with somebody's GI Joes before getting.
You would have got it out of your system.
I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it.
Kev says, I like the way Legends look, but they're too small. Also, Legends are getting expensive. Might as well buy the MP version. I mean, that's my mentality is I'd rather have a larger figure with more presence.
Yeah.
I'm running low on space, but I just, I would rather shuffle stuff around to have the figures that have more presence. I do like the way that the Legends look, and I do appreciate that you can fit a bunch of them onto like one shelf. They're great for people that don't have the display space, but for me, I prefer that presence that comes with a larger figure.
Did you see the New Age diorama? The price on that?
I did not.
$300.
Ooh, well, I tell you what. Our boy Larkin is making an alternative to that.
Oh, really?
I can guarantee you it's not going to cost as much as $300.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Larkin is doing his own print. We got to have Larkin back on. Because I want to talk more, and we got to get Fire Talks on too, because I want to talk to him about the prints he's working on. So, Princess says my hands are too big to handle small things. Where's Matt when you need him?
This must be difficult going to the bathroom.
Remember the old Burger King commercial with the guy? He's like, I have tiny hands.
Oh, yeah. You're old.
Yeah, I know. Next up, we have one from New Age, and people are saying, like, they're wondering whether or not this is a
there's only one thing.
Yeah, there's only one, but people are wondering whether I think this is a Legends scale.
What?
Yeah, there are people that are wondering whether this is Legends or
It's Legends.
It's definitely Legends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know why they would ask that.
It's a testament to how good it looks.
Dinobots do they need? Sit down.
Well, to be fair, there's only two options. Well, there's three options for Slag. Well, there's more than three. Because you had two from Fans Toys, you had the one from Giga Power, and then there was that combiner one that was Masterpiece scale. And aside from the fact it combined, it actually was a good looking.
Right. And then
Fans
Project is more chug scale, I thought.
DX9 did Legend size.
Oh, right.
Legend scale.
Yeah. But yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Next. And, Tabi says, definitely want that. That Grimlock is great. I love the way the Grimlock's legs transform. They're also doing a Shattered Glass Ratchet, which I do like this deco for Ratchet, but I've got the official Shattered Glass one. So
did you see how many repaints they've put out? I think it's up to 14.
They're MMC territory
on the Inferno. Well, if you count Grapple and Inferno as two separate characters, which I don't. There's like 14 versions. It's crazy.
Deluxe has all of them.
He's most of them. I know he got the Shattered Glass Inferno, which I call the R. Kelly mold, because he has the effect. So here we've got from Transarts. This comes from Weibo. They are doing a Masterpiece scaled Quick Strike, and
Incarnation.
Yeah, I can't wait for this for a couple of reasons. One, I love Quick Strike. He doesn't get enough love. He's only had a couple figures. He had a Legend scale, and he had the official back when they did the basics. And the basic figure still holds up. It's a very simple transformation. The thing about trans arts is that they honor the original transformations. They are, borrowing a lot of the engineering, which also helps keep them to be a much lower price. Deluxe even chimes in saying Quick Strike's his favorite Beast Wars character. I didn't know that.
Jeez.
Wow.
Quick Strike was my second ever adult collectible.
When I first saw this, I thought it was Scorponok until I saw the snake head.
No. This just looks awesome to me. This looks I can't wait to see this painted up. And I also know that he's going to be on the cheaper side because he's a smaller character in the show. So he's going to probably be half the size of their Black Arachnia. He's got a very simple transformation. You can see here in the beast mode, he probably transforms just like the basic did, and that's fine because I thought the basic was fine for his time. Like the way the legs came in, he filled himself in. He looked like he did on the show. He was very show accurate. And the cool thing about the Fusors is that they kind of were a little bit like Transmetals, where they they had like metallics on them, and they weren't the most organic looking beasts. So this is fine. Deluxe says he says bet he's around 40 to 50. I think he might be 30 on the import sites, to be honest, because Transmutate sells for 80 on domestic, but she's like, I think on Show Z she's $40, and that's a big figure. That's a huge figure. She's like this tall, and she's like $40. The only reason I haven't picked up Strange Friend is that they got the colors all wrong. Cobra Clan has her, and I was over his house, and it's a good looking figure, the Strange Friend, which is their Transmutate, but they, for whatever reason, they did the head in silver, and it just doesn't look right. It needed to be that like rose gold color.
I wonder if this is going to come with like a cyber venom attachment or something.
I would assume, like this Megatron came with 3 faces. He came with a blast effect. He came with 2 tails. He comes with a weapon tail. He comes with a tail for beast mode. They made it so that you can store his faces, and he comes with the blaster fingers, so you can have like the accurate shoulder cannons like he had in the show. I mean, he came with all of that stuff, and they really go out of their way. Like Primal and Cheetor and Black Arachnia all come with stands and effects pieces. Rat Trap came with a ton of stuff. So, like Rat Trap came with like exhaust effects pieces, and he came with adapters to make the wheel, the hubcaps from his back into shields, like he did that one time in the show. He actually even had like the EM, like you can actually pop open his forearms and pull out the little EMP charges. Yeah, and he was like on the import sites, I think he was like $50. Like I'll have to check out what Metal Mouse was on Show Z, but he was relatively cheap for what he is. Yeah, and he's relatively big.
Next.
Yeah.
So next up, we'll get into our non-Transformers news. We're going to talk some G.I. Joe stuff. Let's talk first about the current state of the HasLab Dragonfly. So they revealed their Tier 2 unlock, which is going to be a Glenda figure. So we get a look at her. Nice little render here.
I forgot what country she was. She was an exclusive character in another country. She was a repaint of Scarlet. But
they gotta learn. Awesome. They need to learn from the G.I. Joe team for every HasLab going forward.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
They killed it with the numbers, and even all the unlocks were good. I mean, why does she?
One thing that I think is going to be messed up for somebody. Somebody's going to complain. I throw my boxes in the trash, but each one of these figures are going to come with their own box that has a number on it.
Yeah.
Deluxe Yes. Why does she have a ball sack around her neck?
I like that she comes with fists.
Yeah.
Now I can't unsee that. Thanks, Lex. Well,
She's
this
got
was
a neck
actually,
pillow.
I think this was the fastest HasLab that ever got funded. Am I wrong? Because it was funded like the same day, wasn't it?
It was like 27 hours or something.
27 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had one or two that was faster than that.
Really?
So I know you guys went over all this. So we know like for the stretch goals, they unlocked Ripcord already. Glenda is pretty close. So let's see, 16,000 backers, and they are currently sitting at 13,259. That'll get met, and then the third unlock.
Yeah, we got over 30 days, I think.
Yeah,
So
32 days.
Did you guys say where her original figure was from?
We did not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was actually an Argentinian figure release. So kind of an interesting bio that there's some video that's been put up that actually talks about her. But basically her parents got killed, so she wants to be the best she can be. So now she's the first female for this heroic commandos, and she's their master trainer and pilot, and I don't know, whatever else she can do.
I didn't know with the Sky Striker, they put a Scarlet with her deco in there.
I just think it looks cool.
Yeah,
I
I
don't even
agree.
care. I mean, I love the background, Mike, but I'm just saying I think she looks cool, even without the background.
And I think these are like the perfect figures you do for a HasLab. Like they're not necessarily figures that you need. Like, you know, I am curious. Like there's some chatter in the chat. Like Princeton's asking, Inutabi's speculating. Like what's the third one going to be? And
Airborne.
could be.
I
It could also
I
be.
hope it's Hawk.
No.
That'd be cool if it's General Hawk.
People would be pissed. People were pissed.
Clattery says third unlock a Duke remold. Hopefully line up with Mikey Cobra Commander. Wow, yeah. Never
I
know.
was thinking Duke.
Yeah, I don't know. It could also be a trooper. Who knows? Like they did that with the Hiss tank, didn't they? That was like the last one was like, hey, you get the
Cobra Commander.
Well, yeah, Cobra Commander was the last one. The second last one was like, you could pick a color for.
Oh, that'd be cool. A color, pick your own color trooper.
Yeah. So the Joes need troop builders for sure.
What is it?
Like Steel Core.
Yeah.
What if it's two guys?
You can move on.
Yeah. Well, next up, we get a look at a couple figures that went up for pre-order, and really three. So Yojo June week came with three reveals. So we get a look at the Cobra Eel. I got in on one of these on pre-order. I think this looks awesome.
I got three.
They're exclusive, or they're
Amazon
Yeah.
and Pulse.
looks great.
So
I only went with one. I
Is he regular price?
yeah, one regular
it's 20.
price.
That's a lot of gear. Looks good.
Yeah. I mean, it appears to be a lot of gear, but really he kind of just comes with the basic stuff. He comes with one weapon.
In terms of amount of plastic, it's
Yeah.
a good amount.
My question is, does he come with a knife? Because it looks like he has a sheath here, but they don't show a knife with the accessories.
Oh,
I think he does.
Oh wait, he does. He does. It's
There you
there.
go.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it does look like gear, but he also doesn't have any armor on. He doesn't have like, But I think he looks great.
yeah.
Then this is like, I think this is my first like pass in the line. This is the
It's the Dunkin'
When
Donuts
they were
version.
showing him off, I was like,
Yeah.
When they were showing
actually
his
you actually
sword,
kind of wanted this one, T?
Yeah, when they were actually showing him off on that stream.
Desert Commando. So
Pumpkin Snake
Yeah.
Eyes.
yeah, Desert Commando, Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like,
Cookies and cream edition.
I could see like this for some people being like, well, it doesn't have to be Snake Eyes. It can be like a Joe Troop Builder.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also just
No.
it's a mold we've got several times in the same,
Yeah.
If he didn't come with that gear, you had to leave the sword to the side because that's strictly Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
Zero, you collect G.I. Joe?
I do
I didn't see any of them at your.
because it's all upstairs. You didn't go upstairs. Well, you went you went to the guest room, but
Oh, they're in a different room. Okay.
yeah, my
You
office
were in the FAP room.
in the Fab Studios.
All right. Yeah, so did you guys pre-order that Snake Eyes, or is that the
No.
one?
That was
No,
a
I
pass.
didn't either.
I
Yeah.
pre-ordered this guy.
Yeah, Tunnel Rat here looks great.
Look at that
Yeah.
pistol.
Yes, and I like the night vision goggles he's coming with the the flashlights he's coming
I
with.
mean, look at how much gear is in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely on his body.
now I
I
know.
will say that's something, they're figuring out how they can hold or store everything is just so cool. That's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, Snake Eyes pass, but Eel and Tunnel Rat, yeah, and I guess like Snake Eyes, it just shows like you don't need to be a gotta catch them all guy here. You can pass on some of these. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
You gotta buy
But it's
every
just-
Yeah, you gotta buy them all.
But
Otherwise, you'll be missing a number in the middle.
You know what somebody's gonna complain about? I keep thinking about Anthony's Customs looking at the shoulders on that eel.
Yeah. Well,
it's
I'm waiting for
Yeah,
Kevin. I'm waiting for Kevin to chime in the chat now that you mentioned Anthony.
Yeah, they stop right here, and then the shoulder starts. The ball starts right there.
yeah.
Like it should have had some type of gear on top of that.
Deluxe says he hopes we get the zombies from the background. Do we need zombies?
Well, they did tease that in the background. Like, is that picture included in here? I
Yeah,
know.
that's zombies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a zombie trooper
It's-
that was teased in the background for one.
It was for Tunnel Rat.
Yeah, let's get back to there. Do they have that
I
anywhere?
think. Was it in that one?
Yeah, otherwise I'd have to go through Cato's.
Yeah.
Check out Cato's Collections Facebook groups. He's got it. Well, his Facebook
Yeah.
page because he's got it there.
And Inuyatabi did a news update on it.
Yeah.
With some zoomed in. So
Yeah. Our last bit of Joe news. This one's coming for NJCC. So August 13th. There's going to be an East Coast GI Joe toy show and collector meetup. That's Sunday, August 13th, for anybody going to NJCC, and they actually are going to have a door prize there. So it looks like multiple door prizes. So 9 a.m. door prize is a set of classified Tomax and Zaymont. At 10, they're giving away a classified Serpentor. At 11, they're giving away a Sergeant Slaughter, which I would think Serpentor would be the one you save for later, but I digress. 12, they're giving away an Arctic Mission Storm Shadow, which that's a pretty rare figure these days. One, a Cobra Viper Officer and a 3-pack, so you're getting 4 Vipers.
that's cool.
At 2, a classified Bat. So it seems like after 1, the prizes kind of start going down. Then a Crimson Guard, and then at 3:30, a Snake Supreme Cobra Commander, which is also fairly rare.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, pretty good assortment of free stuff for anybody that's going in. A lot of door prizes, honestly, for an event like that. So yeah, that's going to be the Holiday Inn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in August. And the Joe meetup is from 8 to 4. I guess we'll take a quick break for you to discuss your experience at Joe Fest, Mike, and share some pictures here.
Yeah, I put some in the notes just because I wasn't prepared. But anyway, so yeah, Joe Fest was pretty cool. It's my first time going there, and lots of really cool people and some really cool content creators were there. For those that are in the action figure news or community with Joe's and stuff, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, he was walking around. We had some of the groups from obviously the Valaverse crew was there and 3POA podcast. And then just there were some really cool 3D printer guys. Mark II Designs, if you aren't familiar with him or his Etsy store, Patreon stuff, he does a lot of really good weapon designs. He's the one that's created some of those STL files for the Ram Cycle sidecar that I made. He had one of the Cobra Asps, which is like the double barrel gun emplacement for Cobra. That was pretty cool.
He sent me some guns.
What's that?
So he sent me some guns that I reviewed.
Nice.
Yeah, the weapon Alpha and Bravo sets.
Yeah.
That right there is from Skeletron, and that is their 6-inch prototype for, I think it's like Wolf Pilot or some, but it goes into that skull fighter, the Robo Skull Fighter Mark II.
Oh, nice.
Which that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know anything about the company until hearing about Corey being a consultant for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go back a picture or two to where the actual that's obviously that's Corey there. Really cool, chill guy. I mean,
Inutabi says he did Vala's guns.
Oh yeah, Mark II Designs has designed some of the stuff for Valaverse. Yes, but that's the Robo Skull Mark II. That thing is huge, and it's really cool. I mean, they had the Kickstarter to get it funded, and then there's still pre-orders available. I think it's like $230 to get in on it. But the cool thing about that, it has all these different blast effects, and it actually has an alternate faceplate that you can go to cover the skull portion. The TIE Fighter wings rotate for like a vertical liftoff. And the really cool thing about this is at a default mode, it has a dual seat sitting in the skull for 3 3/4-inch figures, but you can pull that out and put in a 6-inch single pilot seat. So it's compatible for a lot of collections.
That's really forward thinking.
So, but that was really cool.
Those 6-inch figures look identical to G.I. Joe.
They do. Yeah, that 6-inch figure prototype, I mean, it could definitely be, I won't say, but I mean, like the original Palatoy, when they did their Red Squadron, they took the name Grey Wolf off and they made it Wild Weasel. So there's like a helmet that's designed that looks similar to that would fit the 6-inch figure.
Yeah. Puzzler got the Skeletron spiders. Did they have?
Oh yeah. I did get 2 sets of them. So I have better pictures on my impressions. I haven't broken them open yet, but they're pretty cool. I think and they're just the right size for those. I will later. But yeah, a lot of 3D printing stuff like that's a 3D printed Devilfish. Looked really cool. And Animal Wars in the Kingdom. Jason, again, just a really nice guy, really personable. A lot of the new wave stuff. I know Wave 2 is actually arriving tomorrow. So a lot of the figures from this new wave is coming out, and they look really badass. And I know I should have brought some for our meetup last time, but I'll do that next time.
All good.
But that's General Thane, and Nina Tommy can correct me about all this stuff. But there's also, I don't know if I put the picture up, but the PowerCon exclusive is a redeco of that monkey that looks just like Beastman.
Oh wow!
So, and that's actually, if you can't make it there, if you go to PowerCon.com, you can actually pre-order that figure. I think it's like $67 or something. But I lifted that damn thing, and it's pretty hefty. It's about 2.5 pounds of plastic.
And he says wave 3 at PowerCon, wave 4 before Christmas.
There we go. But yeah, Jason signed one of the boxes for a Chinari monkey that I picked up. Another cool one was the Fresh Monkey Fiction, and those are the guys that are doing all this Monster Force, the naughty and nice stuff. It feels better, I'll say that. But the prototypes for those are just badass. I mean, the detail on them it's just, you look at them, you're like, these are going to be fantastic when they come out. The articulation is pretty much on point to what we've seen with classified stuff. So it's double jointed elbows, knees. So those waves are going to come out. I think the first waves are out this fall. The main place I've seen is BBTS to pre-order some of this stuff.
Pinless.
Derek says, does it feel as good as Fans Toys?
No.
He says, are you going to talk Valaverse reveals and how the vehicle affects the Joe line? I think we need to have a B-side for that, in all honesty. I really do. Because that pricing for the Valaverse vehicles, I think, needs a whole discussion episode.
It was, I mean, he had the production size, which is, again, 19 inches long and about 10 inches high. It's going to have rubber tires, fits 10 figures. He's the
and it's not crowdfunded.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. A lot of people were saying, some people were saying kind of how it looks toyish and because of the shape of the vehicle, but that's exactly how the actual Bresvani Jeep tank, whatever you want to call it, looks.
What's going to have weathering on it?
Yeah, he did show, like I said, he showed it in a tan. I think I prefer it in a black, just because that gives you a little more versatility on whichever side or whatever you want to do it with.
It's also unpainted. It's got any sticker detail.
Yeah, this is strictly the prototype. Right. But I think it's going to be making some big waves across here. I think it's going to be super successful, even at 190. Yeah. You can't really beat that.
Did you see how it fits 10 figures in there? Like how all that works? I see, like you could probably get 3 across the back, 2 in the front, 1 in the top, but how does it fit 10?
He didn't really go into say how he got that max number. There is enough room if you don't put the turn in. Right here. You can fit 2 in the back.
See the pegs?
And then probably on the side.
Oh, hanging off the side. Okay.
Pegs.
Yeah, so you can have 4 probably hanging off the side. So.
And there's a rail. There's a rail to hold on to and a peg.
So 5 in and 5 out. So I get it.
It's just like the Fortnite boat. If you try hard enough, you can slam 12 figures on that.
Yeah.
Right.
But a lot of big highlights with this was he's going Arctic Troopers. So you're going to have the army builder similar to what the Desert Trooper that just came out. He didn't show any female Arctic Troopers, just the male, as well as his popular model, the Steel Brigade. They're coming out with a desert copy. And again, it's a smart use of repaints and reissues, because it's hard as anything to get like the Steel Brigade because of the popularity. So giving them in different colors is, like I said, it's keeping the line going while the new stuff is being put together.
Right.
And he showed the add-on kits, the expressive faces, and I'm telling you, if you get the Eclipse in hand with the expressive face, it looks awesome.
Anytime he's saying that horde swarm trooper
is amazing looking, and I think I have a picture of it in there somewhere. If not, I put it in the notes.
There's the man himself.
Yep, and that booth was moving all 3 days. I mean, there were no dull times. So when people were saying, when he jokes around and says it's Valicon, it truly, I mean, everyone was lining up to get the stuff, especially that first night, and they were jumping all around. But I give them props.
Well, I mean, he's kind of like the Fans Toys version of GI Joe. Like he's the DeLang of granted, I can say that, but he's not really doing character like Fans Toys does characters we aren't getting elsewhere. But Jedi wants to know: did they have any Cyborg Ninjas figures on display?
No, he did talk about the Praetorian, which is his cyborg army builder, but that's probably not going to be till Wave 5, which will be next year. Wave 3.1, which is the female figures, that's going to come out here, I think late next month, and then Wave 4 is going to be October. But the biggest thing I think, just to highlight on, is he's actually dropping prices on his figures.
Really?
Starting in October. So
how
a lot of
was he able to do that?
He has higher MOQs, and he's giving that reduction back. He's also getting away from like the boxes, and he's going to a blister card, which for some mitten box people, that's probably going to piss him off. But
I don't know. I think a lot of people like blister cards.
He's being smart about it too, because each Action Force character comes with a display stand, and the way the blister card is going to be positioned, you can still slide it on a display stand and put it that way. So it's really it's cool, but like the core characters are going to go from $32 to $30. Army builders are going to like $20.
Wow.
And then the accessory packs that are normally $13, he's making them $12. So I mean, it's the whole. Some people are like, oh, well, that's really nothing. And honestly, that's not the case. That's huge for a for the economy that we're in and people that are looking
whoever
for
drops
stuff.
prices.
Well, and not to mention if you're if your troop builders are cheaper than Hasbro's troop builders, you're going to have people that are going to say, well, they're going to justify like, well, I can pick these up as troops for my classified, and then that's kind of their gateway into Valaverse.
Think about that. Like, how are you producing something cheaper than a multi-billion-dollar company? With factories.
Yeah, and his company's only been around for 3 years, and this is like it's just been so quick. And I might add, they're cheaper, and they come with all these accessories. They always come with extra hands, an extra head. So I mean, you're getting your money worth.
The plastic quality's there,
and it's improved with every single wave. I mean, I didn't have to heat any of these figures up that I just picked up. The arms, for T's satisfaction, the hands came out without me biting them or heating them up. So I mean, it was a cool presentation. He's doing things right.
Yeah.
And I don't care how I sound with it. I'm in on this stuff. And it gets me more excited than like watching Hasbro stuff.
Yeah, I think Hasbro really does need to kind of understand the economy they're in, and that they need to maybe lower things, because I think Hasbro's biggest folly is they're going to start losing customers. Like I'm not like one of the people that's like, oh, Hasbro's going out of business, but I think
tell the shareholders.
Well, I think they're going to start getting hit in the wallet a little bit by making figures that people just don't care about and selling them at a high price. Like, back even during the recession in 2008, like we've talked about it, T, like where, Transformers Animated was still a thing, and they would give you repaints, but they would sell them to you at a value. Like you'd get a Voyager and you'd get a Automorph character, like, and they were smart about it. They did like, Shockwave, they did, because Long Arm Prime and Shockwave were the same character. Well, spoilers, but they gave you a little Bumblebee that automorphed with it, and then you could get Sunstorm, which was just a repaint of the Starscream mold, but you got a little automorph Ratchet. So if you ever were curious about how those automorph figures worked, you got one essentially for free. And they would do stuff where like, hey, this figure already came out, but here's 3 mini-cons with it to incentivize you, for getting it late. Or a figure would come out as a repaint and it would be cheaper. We kind of need a return to that, where there's incentive and there's value again for the customers. And I think that's what Hasbro is really missing. And I think that they're just trying to hit that bottom line with everything, and they're forgetting that at the end of the day, they need to do things to satiate and entice customers to buy things rather than, well, of course they'll buy it because they're fans.
Right.
So
Is that it for news?
I have a couple more things I want to touch on. I really wish Matt was here for this one. I did want to share it because it's pretty cool. I don't collect Mezco. I've messed with Mezco stuff. It's neat.
Oh yeah.
But I think we'll close out the night on this one. There is like a kind of a preview for NECA's SDCC stuff. We're getting a little long in the tooth, but I want to cover this because
I'm trying to figure out how I can buy that.
Yeah.
It comes with the figure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a set. It's available in person. Well, actually, wait. Let me retract that. There's no word yet whether this is going to be available in person at SDCC or just online. But he is available now in the U.S. for $355. Ship date's going to be after SDCC 2023. Now, that seems like a high, hefty price.
Yeah, more
But-
picture.
Yeah, let's go through the pictures here because
It's like 14 inches tall. It has
Yes.
lights and sounds. The mech is like fully articulated. Like it's not just a Walmart
There we go.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes with a bunch of gear and stuff. He has a jetpack. Oh, it has a giant sword that lights up. Gomez has a little sword that lights up.
So for those who aren't really into Mezco and stuff, Gomez is kind of like their physical physical display of their mascot. I mean,
What do you mean?
it's
Oh,
like
oh.
yeah, you see the bug face there
Okay.
for the company. But this is really cool, and Mezco is always really good in regards to mixing a little bit of nostalgia and different things. So I mean, if you're familiar with an old 70s sitcom, you'll recognize the suit that he is
Yeah,
kind of wearing.
More,
So,
more.
So he's not a real character.
He is from
He's
Mezco.
Mezco's
yeah,
character.
for Mezco's subline, he
Yeah.
is.
No, sorry. I mean, he's not.
He's
from,
like Hello Kitty, but well, she's
Yeah.
a real character. Never mind.
He's not from any media.
Just
Mm,
Mezco.
He's
only
like
their
their
line.
version of Freddy Funko, if that
Okay.
resonates with you. It's like Funko
Oh.
has Freddy Funko as their mascot.
Oh,
He's
but
just
he's
the
a
company
Joe.
mascot.
Chester Cheetah.
Except he wears a Mork and Mindy
For
suit.
this, yeah.
For this
They-
one, he's
yeah.
He
worn-
wears
he's worn a
everything.
bunch
I
of
have
different-
one with a James
Oh, look at
Bond.
that.
I have one where he's dressed up in a holiday sweater and khakis, for Christmas time. So they just use him in different setups and everything. But this is really cool, and like T said, I mean, it's 14 inches. It's got ratchets in the legs, so I mean, it's going to be posable.
Yeah.
And,
He even comes with his own light up
Oh.
lightsaber that
The Amazing already has a review for it.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
yeah, he got it out the same day that they were doing that they released the pre-orders. So he
my
he was in some deal with them, I think.
Yeah, they send him the figures to do photography and whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do see the Greatest American Hero design is there. It's like Mork and the Greatest American Hero combined.
Good call.
Yeah, this again, it's got this kind of like beam saber thing going on for the mech. This is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I didn't
And-
expect it to have sounds, but it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the
Wow.
fact that they
all
put
those
it,
hands.
and the fact they put the pre-order and saying that it's going to be released in a couple weeks is something that, at least in my limited knowledge of Mezco, is you never seen that.
No.
The
Sometimes
turnaround.
you don't even have to wait. They show it and then you order it and it ships the same day.
Yeah,
I think this is kind of a new one for Mezco though with decals.
yeah. I mean, some of my figures they've come with sticker sets, but not really in regards to the decorative portion of the figure.
And a comic book.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
So there's your media right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's a good package. Like I've been hands on with Mezco. When we had our last meetup, T brought the Destro, and I was like,
mhm.
"Oh Lord, this is beautiful." That is I like. I'm glad I got to experience it. I'm glad I got to get hands on. I was like, yeah, this is like the masterpiece of GI Joe figures. But I'm just like,
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's a smaller Hot Toys. I mean,
Yeah.
really. It's,
On some levels, they're better because you can actually pose them.
yeah.
You know what? Let's go through the I know we're long in the tooth. Let's just go through this NECA stuff real quick, just because I do want to talk about
Or at least show it.
Yeah, at least show it, because there's only one thing here that I want. They're showing the glow in the dark creature, which I think this looks. I think the normal one looks beautiful. I think this glow in the dark one looks goofy because he looks like he's wearing lipstick. You know, this like if you're into '90s stuff, like totally glow in the dark. If you had this under a black light, cool. But in any other capacity, it just looks like a cheap '90s toy wearing lipstick.
And what is it with this stuff? Because Valaverse is releasing a Swarm Trooper that's glow in the dark. McFarlane just brought out all those figures that come with black lights.
Yeah, the Scarecrow one. I wish we had time to talk about it because I think that Scarecrow looks cool, but the rest of them.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's just there are a lot of people that do blacklight displays. I think it's coming back, and a lot of the pop collectors do blacklight displays. So I think that's probably what they're banking on.
Keep going.
All right, to keep going, we get the JJ Gargoyle. I'm sorry, the JJ Gremlin. It's a Key and Peele deep cut. Was it Greta? I think it was Greta.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, NECA is doing. I think their soft goods continue to get better and better and better. Like this bola, the hair, the dress, the sequin dress. All this looks great. I don't collect Gremlins, but for people that do, good Lord, I think they're in for a treat with this one. Alf, you get the SDCC Alf in a Hawaiian shirt.
Sweet.
Very cool.
I just noticed he's wearing a badge.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the badge and the camera and everything. This is really cool. I have a friend that enjoys Alf. I got to send this his way. I love how he's got the Melmac.
That is
con, you know. That's a cool exclusive.
Yeah.
Very cool exclusive. Yeah, the old cell phone, you know.
Use the arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Really cool.
then God, I so want this with Kino and the moped. I don't need this bundle. I just want the set. So I'm hoping that he's not locked into SDCC. Do we know
I
yet?
give you permission to buy it.
Yeah, but is he locked into SDCC or is this just an SDC exclusive set? Because I don't need the Roy's Pizza stuff. I just want Kino. I don't even need the moped. That's the worst part.
You need the moped.
I don't. Just want Kino.
Yeah.
Deluxe, we didn't have any 5.2 toys new like noise. You used to be on Figure Action. If you want to come back to Figure Action, man, and you want to do some notes,
Hey.
I will invite you back, and you can put all the 5.2 toys on the docket you want, my friend.
He's going to talk about it on his turn.
McLary says, we are wandering into weird fetish territory. I guess that's for Greta.
From the group, yeah.
And lastly, we get a look at the Turtles 3 Turtles. It's funny, a buddy of mine, he sent these to me, and he's like, did you see these? And I said, yes. And he goes, are you getting them? And I said, no. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I hate the movie. He's like, oh, but they look cool. And I'm like, yeah, but I hate the movie.
I also thought they looked weird in the movie.
I mean,
They were cheap.
yeah.
Oh, like,
It's a good looking set. I like that you get the masks and everything, but good God, I hate this movie.
That looked okay. that previous one actually looked okay.
Yeah,
I think we're going to do a special live stream of this movie for Figure Action.
we should.
Everyone should just come on board.
We should.
We'll do like a Mystery 3000 commentary.
We could do a commentary night. We got to have Dave in top form. to have all the groaners. But
That
you
means
know,
he's gotta get his wife
I
fixed.
don't think we could get away with showing the movie on YouTube, but we could watch the movie together and we could talk about it. Roland says, let the hate flow through you. Yes, I like. Look, it's like Turtles 3 was the first movie I watched as a kid, and I was just like, I know I'm supposed to like it, but I don't.
It's the first movie you watched?
No, it wasn't the first movie I watched. It was the first movie that I remember being like,
Oh,
this is a
You didn't
movie
like
I'm
it.
supposed to like, but I don't.
I got it.
Like, it's like I'm supposed to like this because it's Turtles. But
Right.
I watched the movie and I was just like, but it's Turtles, but I hate it. You know? It's
Yeah.
like it was just the strangest thing. I was like, I didn't know that I was supposed to hate anything Turtles. It was just such a conflicting feeling. So yeah, this one's a pet. But Kino, I hope to God that Kino, that set with Kino is just a it's just the SDCC pack, because they don't have any listing for it. They just say like, well, they have like secretly use Roy's Pizza Box bundle. I hope Kino gets a regular release because Ernie Reyes Jr. is awesome. I want him on my shelf. I'm so glad that I got Danny for the first movie. It's like, give me Kino, give me God, what was the professor's name? And God, we need Tatsu. David Warner's character from the second movie.
Yeah, I have to bounce.
Yeah, well, we'll wrap it up here. We've gone on fairly long, so that'll do it for tonight's news. I don't know when the next figure reaction's coming up. I'll have to ask Dave. I know Dave's having some connectivity issues, so we'll get that on the docket. So, real quick to everybody who tuned in, thank you very much. We did have kind of a late creation for the thumbnail and everything. Starting next week, we're going to get everything up on Wednesday to get the notifications and alerts out there to everybody. So thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thanks for everybody who popped in the chat. We love you guys. We wouldn't be able to do this show without you all. So if you haven't already, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've rung that notification bell. And we'll see you all on the next one. Next Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on the Figure Action Podcast YouTube channel. Peace out. I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great Father's Day. So catch you next week.